So if you have a loved one that has a drug or alcohol problem, it probably makes you crazy because you know it's a problem, but you can't catch them, or you can't find it, or you know they're drinking, but you know they're drinking more than they're telling you, and you're like, where is it? Like, I know it's going on, and it makes you feel like you're crazy because you have an argument with them and then they turn it on you. So today's video, Joey's gonna tell us all of his favorite hiding spots. Now, we're not telling you this because we want you to go search it down. The more you search, the crazier it's gonna make you. Mostly, we just want you to realize that you're not crazy. Now, my advice for you is to know that you don't have to find it and you don't have to prove it. If your gut says it's sketchy, it is sketchy. I'm the hugest believer in gut feeling, especially if you're a parent or a spouse. Like, you know what's up, and you're gonna convince yourself that you're in the wrong because you have an argument with them and they turn it back on you and they make you feel like you're crazy. Trust me, whether you can find it or not, whether it shows on a drug screen or not, if you know deep down inside it's going down, it's going down, and you don't really have to prove it. So try not to make yourself crazy. But just in case you're gonna do that anyway, you can listen to Joey's favorite hiding spots and maybe that'll help you out. All right, Joey, today's vlog is about what are the top most frequently used hiding spaces for people to hide their stash, like addicts and alcoholics. Like, where is their secret stash located?
So I think a lot of this depends on what kind of drugs they are, and I can speak from my personal experience because I was doing a lot of pills, and so I had tons and tons of hiding spots for my stuff. Some that I use frequently, some that I just, you know, it was a one-time thing. I was talking about this yesterday though. My number one spot that I ever hid anything was just always in my parents' room. That was like the general area. Because if I like thought about it, and this is how sick I was, when I thought about where I wanted to hide my drugs, I was like, well, if my parents are looking for my stuff, I don't believe that they'll ever look in their own room, because like, who would ever hide their drugs in their parents' rooms? So like, bam, mind blown. That's where I used to hide all my drugs, was in my parents' room.
That's pretty good. I have to give you credit for that.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to some of my friends about it, and they were like, wow, why didn't I think about that? I don't know. This was just like my creative mind right there. But other spots, I used to hide a lot of stuff in like suit jackets, like the little James Bond pocket, because that was like a closing thing. I would put like stuff on my door hook and then close the door so that, you know, it's not in plain sight. If people were going through your room, they might not, you know, remember to check on the back of the door because they don't know anything's there. In between shirts, in my closet. It's funny because like, as I'm thinking about all of these spots, like I've got memories of like my mom coming in and like rearranging my whole room when like I just happened to like put a stack of pills in between two shirts and like boom, they're gone. But then I'm also thinking of like other drugs. Like I remember I used to hide my marijuana outside on my grill in the winter. So like, because it smelled, so I would keep it outside. So I would like open my grill and just like put it on the back and then close it so that nobody could see it. And I remember one time I went on a trip to visit this girl on Long Island, and it was the middle of winter, and like my parents never used the grill. And I came back, and apparently they grilled steaks that weekend, so they found that.
What's that story you told me? It was a funny story one time about having just picked up some pills and you had them in your sock, and you crossed your legs or something, and there was like this giant bulge in your sock, and your mom
So I used to always pick up pills, and they would always be in like cellophane, or like I call them like a little cannonball. They'd be like in a little thing, and I'd put it in my sock. And I don't know why I would always do that. I feel like, you know, if somebody were to, like if my mom were to be like, empty out your pockets, I'd be like, boom, you got nothing. But nobody's ever like, let me look in your sock. But one time I had just gone and picked up a bunch of Roxy's, and I came back and I was like feeling really good, you know, and I was like, walked in, and my mom was watching a movie, and I was like, I'm gonna sit down next to her and watch a movie with my mom because I feel great right now. And I like put my legs up, and she had this ottoman in front of her, and so I put my legs up on the ottoman and I crossed the right over left, and they were on the inside of my right leg in my sock, and it looked like a little bulge. And immediately upon like me crossing my legs, it was like at ninja speed. She reached out and like took them from me, and I don't even remember how this happened. When I think back on that moment, I kind of like subconsciously feel like
I bet it was like slow-mo, like,
yeah,
no.
But it was like at a moment in my life where like I feel like I may have wanted to be caught, you know?
That's pretty deep Freud stuff there, Joey.
It is, yeah.
Wow.
So now that I'm like so removed from, well, not so removed, now that I'm, you know, thinking a little clearer, I've kind of got like better hindsight on these things.
Do you suggest that parents and spouses search it out and find it?
I don't know. I feel like you could go crazy looking for it. I feel like it's like looking through your loved one's phone. It's like, well, you're either gonna find something and be disappointed or not find something and be resentful that you wasted all that time looking. And so it's really like got to be up to you. Like, what are your expectations? What is your end game in looking for it? You know, or you're either gonna be, you know, resentful one of two ways.
How often did your family find your stuff?
Not very often, but I will say the thing that confused me the most and probably changed me the most was when my mom would find it, but she wouldn't tell me. Because, and that's for like parents out there.
Nice with Lori.
It is, yeah. Shout out to Lori. For parents out there, because like, you know, your kid probably knows he's doing something wrong and he doesn't need you to tell them over and over again. Like if he found a bunch of pills, you know, and just go and like shit on him for it, he's probably not gonna feel too good. But I can like tell you that when I went home that one day and I looked in my hiding spot and it wasn't there, and my mom never told me, and to this day I don't know if she found them or not, but it like really weirded me out.
Well, that's an awesome move, because if they yell at you, then you get to feel sorry for yourself and be resentful to them. You don't learn a lesson. But if you know they're gone and you know and they don't say anything, the guilt and the paranoia,
it's terrible,
just weighs on you.
Yeah, because I'm like, is she gonna say anything? Like,
That's
why won't she say anything? It's a weird feeling.
It's good.
Yes.
Because you guys make the families feel crazy all the time, so it's nice.
We do,
it's
yeah.
Nice.
So maybe you should make your son feel a little crazy. Who knows?
There you go.
You know?
So I know Joey's not the only one out there hiding a secret stash, so make sure you comment below. Tell us where your favorite hiding spot used to be before you were in recovery. Or if you're a family member, tell us where the craziest place you ever found the secret stash was. For tons more information on all things addiction and recovery and lots of free expert advice, make sure and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss a thing.